Hey Mercedes, Darren here. We're just gonna do a little walkthrough for you since you can't be here in person, and try to just highlight the things you need to know about. So outside looked really good. I mean, just some things to point out that are good. You got some, spacing between your columns and the concrete. That's a good feature to keep water from coming up and swelling into the bottom of those boards. This is your septic sewer clean out, just FYI. Air conditioner back there. Again, all the aspects around here look really good. I mean, the fit and finish, CBH has been doing a really good job on fit and finish. So there was a little bit of, this is your sprinkler system back here. They've been watering a little heavy out in this area. There's some water in that box, but I don't think that's a big issue. It appears this is on city water because that's a backflow device that you would have to get serviced every year, and make sure you get that blown out in the fall before things freeze. These are your vents for your crawl space. Those should be, basically you can open and close those. Basically close them when it's cold and keep them open. You keep them open majority of the year, except for December, January time frame. As far as, I'll talk about this when I'm on the roof video, but this is your ventilation, your soffit venting, so all these holes allow airflow up, out through the top of the roof, and that all looked good. We're gonna head back to the garage because it was something I wanted to show you back here. When I'm inside the house, I'm testing every door, window, I run water in everything before I go in the crawl space. I'm looking on, especially on new construction, I'm making sure all these cabinets that function correctly, paying attention to everything lined up. And I test all of your appliances in here, run the dishwasher, heat up the stove, heat up water. One recommendation for this is to make sure you put in a braided water line when you do put in your refrigerator. And I'll come back to this, I guess, but I do thermally test all the vents on both top and bottom level to make sure. I've got a thermal camera that I use for that and make sure the temperature drops are appropriate. So the garage door is currently not working, but I think there's just a communication thing going on here with this sensor because it's flashing red. And then there's also, and this is all in the report specifically, but yeah, that frame needs to be attached better. There's a small attic access here by the garage. The other access is on the second floor. Just noting, this area is not insulated, so the ceiling and the walls are not insulated. That wall is, because that's going to the house. You do have a soft water loop here if you ever want to put in a water softener. Everything's fine with the water heater, sprinkler system here. I fully check out the electrical panel. That all looks good. I mean, CBH has been doing a really good job, so there's not a ton to talk about as far as issues. Probably more of it's FYI. Your crawl space access, probably one thing to note that's important over here is your water shutoff is there. This is actually a pressure regulator, so if you ever need to adjust, you pretty much can only adjust the pressure down, but it's important to know where that water shutoff is, and don't cover this up in case you need to get access to that. The only thing I noticed as far as this fit and finish is they moved this rail here, so there's some holes that need to be repaired or repainted on that. Your intake registers for your furnace and HVAC are up here, so they put the filters up here in the ceiling. There's one here and there's one in the master, so that's where you would change those. These are just vents to allow airflow in and out of the rooms. That's actually a really good feature to have. One thing I did note, kind of a minor thing, but a little bulge in the wall here. It's probably in the framing. It's not a structural issue, just more of a cosmetic thing. If you see that little whoopie-doo for lack of a better term. I wouldn't say it's certainly not intended, but it's not really anything they can do to fix it at this point. Let's see, there was some minor drywall damage along this edge, and that's noted. Again, I'm testing all the cabinets, make sure those work. That's your attic access up there. I did note there's that edge that was kind of beat up a little bit. They probably should replace that. Your furnace and HVAC is here in the closet. Everything looks good in that regard. One good thing that they do on these second levels is, putting in 2 HVAC vents. That helps keep this up here more conditioned a lot easier. Let's see, there was a very slight little blemish here on this tub of this, or surface of this tub insert, but that was pretty minor, but it is noted. Making sure all your door stops are in place. All the doors work and windows work really well. I mean, they should, but yeah, that's just something I check. That's about it. I was trying to think if there's anything else that comes up that you have a question on, don't hesitate to reach out.